Hello guys, it's Fred here from Pro Tennis Trader. In this video, I'm going to explore the differences between becoming a trader versus starting a business in order to build wealth. And just to be clear, I'm talking about trading in terms of online trading. So we're talking stocks, shares, crypto, forex, all of that, and of course, tennis trading. So basically not your city trader who gets paid a ton of money for losing banks a fortune. So we're talking online traders who trade from home, who are responsible for their own profits and losses. The purpose is to give you an insight to help you figure out which you are more suited to. After all, not everybody is suited to trading and not everybody is suited to running a business. Now I've ruled out comparing either of these to working as an employee for another business, as although this suits a lot of people, if you have followed any of my courses, you'd be pretty clear that if your objective is wealth creation, then working as an employee is a very ineffective way of doing this in most cases. Certainly not all, but in the majority. And if you have found yourself in front of this video, then I'm guessing that you are interested in wealth creation and not simply spending your life working for somebody else. So let's jump straight in. So let's start with startup costs. Now these are comparatively small with trading. So typical startup costs may include a decent laptop, but of course you might have this already, a good trading system, and a trading bank, which will be your initial amount that you will start trading with. Now it's always worth investing in a good system, otherwise quite simply you will most probably lose a lot more money in the long run by making mistakes than you would have spent on the system in the first place. With a business, now this of course depends on the type of business, which can range from a few £100s for a small online business, which probably won't pay you the big bucks, compared to tens of thousands of pounds for other types of business. So in most cases, you'd have your website, insurances, possible training, marketing costs, product or service creation, anything you need to run your business. So capital equipment in addition to this. So even if you decided to become a window cleaner, for example, you would still need a vehicle and decent equipment which can soon mount up. And of course, it's quite common knowledge that the time it takes for a business owner to break even is generally quite considerable. Now, if you do some research on this, you'll come up with lots of different answers, but essentially this comes down to the type of business you decide to start and what you want to achieve from it. So this could take around 9 months for a small business to break even, up to 5 or even 10 years for much larger businesses. With trading, you just don't have these enormous startup costs, so you start making money much sooner. Now, just to be clear, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination suggesting that you will start making money straight away. It does take time and practice, but if you do have a decent system to follow, you can generally make money much sooner than starting a business. So moving on to risk. Well, essentially, you can lose your money in both trading and in business. Both do have the potential to make you very rich, but you can also fail and end up pretty poor. This is a fact. However, I think the main difference is that with trading, if you do invest in your education and also have the right attitude towards trading, you can more easily minimize the risks by having more risk-averse strategies. With a business, you are basically much more at the mercy of external factors. And of course, you can try to take all of the precautions necessary, but some things are just out of your control. So take the coronavirus, for example. Now there was no way that all of these business owners could have prepared for such an effect on their business. They could have done everything possible to protect themselves, but still managed to lose it all during this event. Let's now take a look at stress. Now, if you have a proven strategy with trading and you have proven to yourself that it works over and over again, then to be honest, there is not really that much to get stressed about. But with a business, as I've just covered, there are a lot more external factors that can throw a spanner into the works. For example, the coronavirus. Or let's say a new competitor to your business suddenly pops up offering a better and cheaper service. Now, another big stress that a lot of people underestimate when starting a business is people. Which brings me on to my next point. Do you like people? Well, believe me, I think until you have run a business, you can't really be fully educated to answer this question. But you do need to understand that whatever type of business you decide to run, if you do decide to run one, is that you will have to deal with people, and you will have to deal with people who annoy the hell out of you. So you need to be able to deal with that. Now with trading, the only person that you need to be able to deal with is yourself. And this is a journey in itself. Now trading is very much a psychological game, and one which, if you do put the work in, you can master. However, the main difference being that you can control how you act and behave. You have no control over others. So, if you are not a people person, please consider this if you decide to go down the business route. Location flexibility. With trading, you can do this from anywhere in the world, which is what drew me to it in the early days and still very much does, as I spend most of my time abroad. It doesn't even matter which type of trading you do. With a VPN, you can do it from anywhere as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection. With business, of course, this depends on the type of business. Sure, some purely online businesses can give you the flexibility where you are not having to offer physical goods or services, but most larger businesses are location dependent. But of course, now with the growth of online businesses, and of course websites helping you to set them up, you can achieve this as well. Although, you do need to consider the fact that the online marketplace is becoming increasingly saturated, with the world and his wife trying to start online businesses. It is of course possible, but you really do need to put a lot of work in. It will not take you just 5 minutes per day, like that guy in the Lambo will probably tell you. Now I think pretty much every business owner will agree with me that when starting out, they completely underestimated the amount of time that running their business would consume, even when considering a small or side business. Now again, of course this depends on what you are offering, but even online businesses can be extremely time consuming. Even just answering emails and inquiries can take up hours of your day. Compare this to trading. This of course once again depends on the type of trading that you choose to do, but I myself tend to just trade 1 or 2 matches per day, so I have plenty of time left to focus on my business and other things. So let's take a look at running costs. So you will, on the face of it, have very little in terms of running costs in trading compared to a business, which of course you would have insurance, potentially employees, rent, ongoing marketing, and loads more. Now, in my course, Think Like a Trader, I introduce traders to the notion that, okay, on the face of it, with trading, we have minimal running costs. But, and the big but, is that compared to businesses, we have losses. Now, businesses make losses too, but we can clearly see and define our losses right in front of ourselves on a common basis. And just to be clear, if you are new to trading, every trader has losses. This is the nature of trading. If anyone tries to tell you that they don't have losses, most probably someone pictured with another Lamborghini, and I would imagine quite possibly trying to sell you something. Don't listen, it's BS. Now the whole point of trading is that you make more profit than you make losses. So one thing you can do as a trader in order to treat your losses differently and not simply as losses, you can train your mindset to view losses as part of your running costs. In trading, you need to have losses to make a profit, the same way that in business, you need to have running costs to make a profit. And finally, scalability. Now this is probably one of the most important considerations for anyone deciding between becoming a trader and a business owner. Now with a business owner, growing your business is tough. Now many an entrepreneur will say that it was easy enough to get their business off the ground to make a few quid, but to grow it into a big business which generates real wealth is very challenging. Usually a lot of stress, huge financial resources, and a lot of work is taken to grow and scale most businesses. It most certainly won't happen overnight. With a trader, scalability is basically quite simple. Now, when you can make consistent profits, you simply trade with a higher trading bank. You follow exactly the same process, nothing changes except from the amount of money that you are placing trades with. For example, if you are consistently making £500 on average per month with your strategy, why not simply turn this into £5,000 per month or even £10,000 per month by using a larger bank size and larger trades? So when it comes to scalability, then trading wins hands down. So which one is for you, trading or starting a business? I hope this video has given you some food for thought, and hopefully you are clearer on whether trading or owning a business is right for you, or maybe you'd like to do both, or indeed neither for that matter. But talking from experience, if you are serious about wealth generation, then you really should give this some thought. If you found this video useful, then please hit the like and subscribe button to be kept informed of when I upload new videos. And if you'd like to begin your journey into tennis trading, then you can enroll on my free Introduction to Tennis Trading video course at protennistrader.com.